guys, it's Maddie. So today we're going to be discussing Champion by Marie Lu. This is the third and final book in Marie Lu's Legend trilogy, following Legend and Prodigy. This is a great dystopian series that I really love. I didn't like Prodigy as much as the first one and this one, but I think it was also because I was still a little upset over the cliffhanger ending from the fifth wave. If you haven't read the Legend trilogy, I would highly recommend it because they are action-packed and they're just like movies. They're so short, they're easy to get through. I know this isn't, if you're not a book reader, you think this isn't short. But it is, compared to, like, the Divergent books, which are a great dystopian series as well. If you haven't read Legend and Prodigy, I highly recommend it. I would go and I would read. I would definitely go pick up Legend and Prodigy. Champion picks up about 8 months after Prodigy left off. Day and June have gone their separate ways. Andon the Elector is on the verge of making a peace treaty with the colonies when a plague breaks out in the colonies. And in a strange way, Day and June are brought back together to try to find a cure for this plague. I loved it so much. I think this is honestly my favorite in the trilogy. It was less action-packed than the first, but it was really refreshing to see the political side of the Republic. It is no longer this power-hungry, crazy, shooting down people every 5 seconds place. You actually get to see another side of it, which I really liked, and I liked Andon a whole lot. It's just really sweet, and it's really sad to see so much pressure get put on such a young person's shoulders because he has to shoulder the country, basically, and you can see the stress getting to him. I really liked June's point of view a lot more than Day's in this book because we know in Prodigy, Day was given the news that he's dying. It's really disheartening to see a character who was once so strong and lively slowly deteriorate, and it's just really difficult to read his parts because I felt so unoptimistic for him. June, I liked her a lot more because she began to think with her heart and not solely with her head. I'm just gonna say this is not as heart-wrenching as Allegiant, but it's getting there. It's like, you don't have all these emotions, but you do. And it's not one thing on top of the other like an Allegiant, but oh. I gave this 5 stars, so if you have not read this, I really would go pick it up, read it, and just make sure you're not spoiled, because it's worth the read. Sadly, that is the end of the non-spoilery section, so unless you want to be spoiled, I would leave. If you have read this book, stay with me and we'll discuss it all. Bye, non-spoilery people! In the beginning of Champion, it has been 8 months since Day and June have actually talked to each other, which really is awful. The first thing we have is Day in San Francisco, all this way away from June, and the first thing we see is him going to this club and meeting this girl, and then having this whole kiss scene with her, and you don't kiss someone who isn't June. I know y'all have been broken up for 8 months, but and the creepiest part was that you know he still has feelings for her, because the whole time he was kissing her, he was thinking, this is June. This is June. And I was thinking, why don't you go back to June? I know you're thinking that you don't have much to offer for her because you were dying, but you can't just leave her. It's like you can't be together because you're from different classes, and who gives a care because you're now a hero, so you're basically on the same social class as someone who's a commander in the army. What did y'all think about his memory loss? I'm a bad book person. I didn't know if I was going to buy this book first, so I went into Barnes & Noble and I was like, I have a gift card. What am I going to buy with my gift card? And then I was like, there's Champion in all its glory on a shelf. And like an idiot, I read the last line of the book, and it's June introducing herself, and I needed it. I needed it, and I got it, and oh my god, I'm really glad I read it. I'm glad, because like now the ending makes sense, and it isn't as awful as it was for me to just read the last sentence. It really annoyed me how similar Allegiant and Champion were. The whole Day's last point of view chapter was him dying, and then he sees his mother. And I'm just like, no, this isn't happening again. Thank God his mom was not like, you've done well, child. Go back to Eden. It's not your time. I did get teary-eyed in this book. I didn't cry like I did when reading Allegiant, because Allegiant was... Veronica Roth and Marie Lu must have had a sleepover while they were writing these books, because they're so similar. Tris sees her mother, Day sees his mother, and I was like, no, Day, you can't, no. There was like a lack of Day and June romance. We don't get Day and June really having their first, like, big connection of this really cute romantic scene until the center, because we have Day finally telling June that he's dying in a cafe, and she's like, why didn't you tell me? I could have helped you through it, and it was really awful to see June's feelings on this. We knew that Day and June both still had feelings for each other because every time they would see each other in the chapters where they weren't officially together again, they would have those classic signs of my heart started pounding or my stomach dropped, or Day would describe how beautiful June was, and I was just like, get back together. Do it. Get back together. At the end, you guys. Oh, I felt so bad for June. So much stuff happens to her. She had a family. She was wealthy. And then her mother and father died. And then Matthias died. And then Day, in a sense, died. He lost all recollection of her. It's awful to read what she was going through, because the whole book she was talking about how mixed with the love and passion in his eyes whenever he looked at her was this aching and sorrow, and she knew she was the one who put it there because she was the one who was practically responsible for his family's death. And when he woke up and couldn't remember her, she decided this was her new slate. She could start over. She wouldn't cause any pain in his life. And it was awful because he loved her and she loved him. I think I'm about to tear up. That's not happened in a video before. And then we have our epilogue. Epilogues are dangerous for fangirls. We have the Clockwork Princess epilogue, where I'm telling you, lots of people freaked out. Then we had Allegiance epilogue, which I was in tears. I'm pretty sure everyone was in tears at that. And this one, I wasn't in tears, but I was on the brink, because we have 10 years later, 10 years, Day and June haven't communicated with each other, and you can only hope that Day's memory has come back of her. But if Day's memory would have come back, he would have spoken to her or something over the 10 years. And when they started listing all of her birthdays, and she said that she celebrated one of her birthdays as Andon, as her boyfriend, and I was like, no, I felt it in my heart that, like, by one of the later 27th birthdays, Andon was going to propose to her or something, and they were going to get married, and then at the end, Day was going to come back and remember everything about her, and then she would be married, and so she couldn't be with Day. But that didn't happen, because we have Day walking down the street from June, and June walks really fast by because, of course, she doesn't want to confront him after 10 years. Why would you not? I would want to. My heart would just break to have that sliver of hope that that person would remember you, only to see that they don't. But Day chases after her and is like, I remember you. And then we have that cute little scene between them where she's just like, I don't think you know me. Day goes, it's you. That was where I started crying. I was just like, it's so beautiful. And then they shake hands and we have our little ending. I don't know, I thought it was a beautiful ending to a great series. I kind of like it better than Happily Ever After. I say that now, but I wonder how I would feel if Marie Lu and perhaps Veronica Roth would have given us a happy ever after to these dystopian stories. You don't see many happily ever after things in dystopians. It's just inevitable that the world is so messed up that it's just two people can't possibly find happiness. I really liked Antarctica. When we went to go see Antarctica with Andon and June, I thought it was so cool. The glasses, how they translated the language to June and Andon, and it was so funny when they had the little +1 over the plant. So I was like, what is this? Are we in a video game or something? But then no, we discover that these people give out good and bad points. You've walked 1,000 meters today. You get 2 points. And then the kid was cheating on another person's test, and the chip. That is crazy. I don't know. We're reading Feed right now in class, and in that book there are chips put in people's heads. And so the whole time I was reading this, left and right, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's like Feed, and this is like Feed. And all the consumerism things, like in the colonies when we have the 4 corporations taking over the government, that totally reminded me of Feed, because in their minds they have a constant stream of advertisements, and that's what these corporations do in the colonies. I thought it was crazy that I happened to be reading those 2 books at the same time. I wouldn't want a side story to this world, because I think this world just needs to be left alone, because it's just, I like the way it ended, but I would like to see just a different world that's like Antarctica, but it's not specifically Antarctica. Like, could you do that, Marie Lu? That'd be cool. I don't know, I just like the video game-ness of it all and how they had those internet pods. After I finish this, I'm kind of just in like a state of, I'm happy about the ending and I'm sad about the ending at the same time. So I'm probably going to be taking a break from dystopians because I've been reading them a lot lately. If you have any recommendations for like other series that are not dystopian and that aren't sad at the end, tell me and leave them in the comments because I don't know, I'm taking a break. I am just going to take a break, but I definitely want to read that new novel Marie Lou's coming out with. It's called The Young Elites, I believe, and I think it comes out in fall of 2014, which is really exciting because I like her writing style a lot. What did you think about Champion? Leave me your comments below. I'm Maddie, thanks for watching. I'll be around soon with a feed review. See you next time, bye!